Welcome to this explainer. Today, we are going to totally demystify this massive new trend called vibe coding. We're going to break down exactly what it is and give you a straight-up step-by-step playbook so you can build, tweak, and launch a real, monetizable app. And we're going to do the whole thing using an incredibly powerful AI platform called Base 44. Honestly, you don't need any technical background at all for this. You just need to follow the structure we're about to lay out.
All right, real quick, here's our roadmap for today. 1. What is vibe coding? 2. The blueprint. 3. Building and refining. 4. Logins and payments. 5. Debugging like a pro. And finally, 6. Publishing your app. Let's jump right in.
Section 1. What is vibe coding? The paradigm shift in software creation.
You know, AI researcher Andrej Karpathy actually coined the term back in early 2025, and he literally nailed it with this quote. He said you just see things, say things, run things, copy-paste things until the software does what you want. That's the core of it. You aren't writing code anymore. You're simply guiding the AI in plain, natural English. You describe what you want, test it out, and tell it what to change until it's perfect.
And look, this is a total paradigm shift from what you might be used to. Asking a standard AI like ChatGPT to build an app is like someone handing you raw ingredients. It gives you the code, sure, but you still have to figure out the server, set up the database, handle the security. It's a lot. Vibe coding platforms, they actually cook the entire meal for you. You just describe the app, and the platform generates it, hosts it, and gives you a fully working database and login system right out of the box. Now, if we look at the landscape of tools out there today, they kind of fall into 3 buckets. Down at the bottom, you've got autonomous AI coding agents like Claude Code. That's really for the power users. In the middle, AI code editors like Cursor for folks who already know a bit of code. But for this explainer, we are zooming in on the top row, all-in-one builders. Tools like Base 44. It is super beginner-friendly, generates the whole shebang without you ever touching code, and it even has some serious industry backing since it was acquired by Wix. The whole foundation of vibe coding revolves around this super simple continuous loop. Because, let's be real, a single prompt isn't going to spit out a flawless app on the first try. Your real skill here is communication. You describe the idea, the AI generates it, you test it out, and then you refine it with specific changes. You just keep spinning that loop until the product is exactly what you had in your head.
Section 2. The blueprint. Setting the AI up for success. Okay, this next part is absolutely crucial if you want to save your time and, well, your money. Base 44 uses a credit system, right? You only get 5 message credits a day on the free tier. If you go in firing off vague ideas, you're going to burn through those credits instantly. But Base 44 has this plan mode, and the best part is it costs 0 credits. It basically acts like a conversational brainstorm where the AI asks you guided questions about your target audience and design vibe. Then it generates a highly detailed, structured blueprint. The more detailed that blueprint is, the fewer credits you'll waste refining the app later. Section 3. Building and refining. The core iteration loop. All right, so that first draft is generated, but it's definitely not going to be perfect. Thankfully, Base 44 gives you some killer refining tools. You've got the theme panel and visual edit mode, which let you manually tweak colors, fonts, and text directly on the screen. And you can do all of that for free without burning any AI credits. Then, for actual logic and feature changes, you use voice mode. This is a game changer. You literally just talk out loud as you click around the app, finding things you want changed. It transcribes everything, letting you batch like 5 or 6 complex requests into a single prompt. And if something completely breaks, don't panic. The version history is basically a giant undo button for your entire app.
Section 4. Logins and payments. Going pro with your app.
I want you to think about this number for a second. $20,000. Not that long ago, if you wanted to build a simple minimal viable product, you'd easily drop over 20 grand on a developer, and you'd be waiting months to see it. Compare that to today. Moving past the free tier to Base 44's builder plan, it's just $40 a month. And that $40 upgrade? It instantly unlocks the heavy hitters. We're talking user authentication, meaning real users can actually create accounts, set passwords, or do the whole Google login thing. It also gives you row-level security. That just means an admin can see the whole dashboard, but a regular user only sees their own private data. If you had to hard-code this yourself, it would take days. Here, it takes one single prompt. Now,
If you actually want to make money with this, you need integrations. You aren't building a payment processor from scratch. You seamlessly connect to one. You can literally just type into the chat, hey, connect Stripe so we can charge customers a monthly subscription for premium features. Boom. The AI instantly writes the backend functions, puts up a paywall from your content, and wires up a working checkout flow. You can even tell it to trigger a welcome email via resend the second someone subscribes. It's almost too easy.
Section 5. Debugging like a pro. Fixing mistakes and AI slop.
Because things will inevitably go wrong. You've got to master debugging. But in vibe coding, debugging isn't about code. It's all about communication. When the AI totally misunderstands you, like, say it messes up your hero image when you actually asked for a minimalist header, don't just yell, fix it at the screen. Use this exact framework. What I expected was X. What happened was Y. Please revert Y and do X. It explicitly guides the AI back on track without any confusion.
But what if you hit a really weird, complex bug, and you don't even know what went wrong? Jump into Discuss mode. This feature is incredible, and it only costs 0.3 message credits. It basically lets you chat with the AI like a teammate. You can ask it to investigate the bug, brainstorm some solutions, and formulate a step-by-step plan before you commit to actually spending a full credit to execute the code changes.
Section 6. Publishing your app. Going live and beyond. All right, this is the ultimate payoff. Taking your app and putting it out into the wild. Normally, your code is just stuck on your local machine. But here, in literally a few minutes, Base44 generates a public web URL. Want it to look super professional? Give it a few hours, and you can buy and connect a custom .com domain. And get this, Base44 can even package your web app into a format that the Apple App Store and Google Play will accept. The app you built on your laptop can literally be in someone's pocket within a few days. And you maintain absolute control over your creation too. By connecting your project to GitHub, all the code Base44 generates is pushed to a repository that you completely own. It has two-way sync, which means you aren't locked into just one tool. You can collaborate with human developers, or pull the code down and use those heavy-duty AI agents we mentioned earlier, like Claude Code, to scale things up. Any changes they make sync right back to Base44.
But before we wrap this up, let's keep it real. You have to build smart. Vibe coding is lightning fast, but if you aren't careful, you'll end up with what developers call AI slop. You absolutely must ensure your row-level security is active so users only see their own data. Never, ever paste your sensitive API keys right into the chat prompt. Run those built-in security audits. And finally, just be aware that while this is the absolute best way to build an MVP, if your app gets wildly complex with massive traffic, you might eventually hit some technical scaling walls.
So look, vibe coding hasn't just lowered the barrier to entry, it's practically bulldozed the technical walls between having an idea and launching a real product. You can now build fully working apps, complete with logins, databases, and payments, just by speaking your mind. So the only question left for you is, now that you don't need to code, what will you build? Thanks so much for joining us for this explainer, and we will catch you in the next one.